Hi, good evening. This is Prithviraj Bose here. Okay, so let's start off, with today's session. And today I'm going to talk about, the PMI-ACP exam. And this is something about myself. And so, I have been, in the software industry for quite some time now. And I have 18 years of development experience in software development. And I worked for companies like, Cisco and NDS. And, if you look at Tata Sky or Airtel, so I was one of the chief implementers of their digital broadcast solutions. So if you have a Tata Sky or Airtel set-top box at your home, so, I'm the person who wrote the software inside. I mean, not only me, I mean, there was a team, of course, but I was one of the chief implementers there. And right now, I am engaged in consulting and training in the areas of agile software craftsmanship like TDD, ATDD, emerging design and refactoring. I have a fair amount of experience in REST API design and also Elasticsearch, which is a type of NoSQL database, as well as the big data ecosystem. My programming language, arsenal is Java, C++, and Python, and I have a fair amount of experience in the Gang of Four design patterns and solid principles. Okay, so let's start off. So this is today's agenda. Okay, and Santosh, can you hear me? Can I have a quick confirmation whether you can hear me loud and clear? Okay, so firstly we are going to look at understanding the PMI-ACP, the fundamentals. Then we are going to look into the the benefits of Agile, how it benefits the development community and an individual as such, and how PMI-ACPD certification will help you, in the Agile philosophy. And then we are going to look into the CSM, that certified Scrum Master versus PMI-ACP versus certified uh, other practitioners, or whatever we have in the industry. And then I'm going to talk about applying for the exam and also some details on how to apply and what are the patterns like. Okay. So let's start off. As we all know, right, this PMI-ACP, it recognizes knowledge of agile principles, practices, tools, and techniques, which are used in agile methodologies. Okay. Now in agile, it's a pretty broad subject because agile, the methods which are used in agile, there are lots and lots of ways, to lots and lots of techniques which are used. So I'll give you some examples, which will help you. So Agile, comprises something called extreme programming. There's something called Scrum. There's something called rapid application development. There's something called Lean. Okay, and Agile comprises all these principles. And especially, when it comes to extreme programming, we use it for mainly, engineering. Like for software engineering, like your coding, design, testing, and those aspects. It caters to. When it's Scrum, it's mainly the software. It's more like the software project management we have. And for rapid application development is mainly also for software. It's mainly on the software engineering side. And Lean is, of course, it comes from manufacturing field. And here also one of the key principles of Lean is to eliminate waste. Okay, whatever doesn't add value is a waste. So like send things like meetings, status reports, if they don't add any value to your to your development process, then it's basically a waste. And there are other principles also, which talks about which talks about the other principles used for lean. So all these things comprises something called agile methodologies. Okay, and the methodologies which we which we learn in ACP, it's pretty exhaustive. So once you have covered PMI ACP, you will see that you know all the concepts which I've listed out here. Okay, So far so good. Can I have a confirmation whether you're with me or whether you're following? Okay. See, I strongly recommend that you kind of pop in your questions so that at least I know you are there or you are listening to me. Or in case you have any questions, you can always ask me. I'll be glad to answer that. Okay. Okay. So let's move on. Let's look at how does it differ, how ACP differs from PSM. Okay, Shravana, what I'll do is I will answer all these questions when I go to the comparison section. For now, let's kind of understand the PMI-ACP, and then what I'll do is when I go to the comparison slides where I compare various other certifications. So I'm going to talk about that as well. Good. So that way, because let's first understand the principles first. Okay. So as we know, like the basic, the benefits of Agile, they are a multi. It's a multidimensional, benefits you get. You firstly reduce waste, which is borrowed from Lean. You increase your speed of development, your speed of progress, and you have better decision making. And how you get improved decision making is by decentralizing, because usually in organizations decisions are taken at the top, or maybe at the team level it's decided by the team manager or the technical leaders, and then it is passed down. But in Agile, the way it happens is it's pretty bottom up. So the team decides what's good for them, what's good for the product, and the communication goes upward. So that's a huge difference between our traditional processes. And obviously, once the person gets involved in decision making and is responsible for his or her own destiny, obviously that as a consequence of that, you have more improved confidence. One feels more confident about oneself. And as the team works together, to reach a goal, so that improves our trust, that improves the safety, features, and that's how the benefits are. That's how the benefits unfold. So is this clear to all of you, like how Agile benefits? Before you get into certification, I think it's very important you understand the philosophy of Agile. And what I understand is that most of you are maybe working as Scrum Masters already, or maybe working as project managers and would like to get a certification. So can you tell me quickly about your profiles? As I speak along, you can just tell me about your profile, and it will help me to gauge the level of your maturity level in terms of software development. Okay. So here are some key benefits. One thing I suggest is that don't pay your attention in reading the slides. You can just keep listening to me, because I at times I summarize what's written on the slide, or maybe I will be telling you a lot of things which are not there on the slide. So I suggest you listen to what I'm saying, okay, rather than reading or seeing the text on the PPT. Mainly, we have made the PPT verbose so that you can later on go through it. It's just for your reference. Now, one good thing is that as I told you about the benefits of Agile, is that you have better communication, reduce waste. You have it helps you to decide better. It helps in developing good trust among the team members. So that's one of the that's many benefits you get from Agile. And PMI-ACP, the certification formally recognizes your knowledge, and obviously that will make you more confident. And as I told you before in this particular thing, that it encompasses all these practices, so you will have a pretty good profile of all the Agile methodologies. Okay. And about the PMI-ACP exam, this is how the certificate looks. So once you pass the exam, this is what you're going to get. So instead of Alexei Turin, you will have your name printed here, and this degree is valid. This certification is valid for 3 years from the date of issue, from the date you pass the exam. And every 3 years you have to renew that. And so for renewing it, you have to have 30 PDUs. In this 3-year cycle, you have to gain 30 PDUs. PDU is Professional Development Unit, where one PDU is equivalent to 1 hour of professional development activity pertaining to Agile. Okay, so that's what you have to do. You have to submit some proofs, to the organization, to the PMI board, saying that you've done these things and these are the exhibits for that. And you also have to pay a fee, for around $100 as of today, to get your certification going beyond 3 years. And I think you have to extend your certification. You have to renew your certification every 3 years. So certified Agile practitioner, what are the benefits? Firstly, you understand the various aspects, of implementing Agile in an organization. So it's not only within the team, you understand the organization-wide impact, okay? And since it's pretty exhaustive, I told you about those, 4, things which you cover here. So that kind of, gives you a huge structure, huge knowledge base, to cater to various types of situations. And also the best thing is that, this Agile PMI-ACP syllabus, gives it a kind of structure. Because again, having knowledge, having haphazard knowledge doesn't help, so the PMI-ACP gives you a nice structure of how you should go about, unfolding your whatever you've learned in while preparing for the certification. Okay, and obviously, once you become more confident about yourself, automatically people feel confident about you, and your customers are happy. You build great products, so it's a win-win for all of us. Now, it's worldwide. So the benefits of the exam, it has a global recognition, especially in the United States and India. And as of today, there are approximately 7,000 people, certified. And and the thing is that it's an open book exam, so it is very credible. Like if you look at the Certified Scrum Master or the PSM. What happens there is that there is no syllabus. You just go for a training. At the end of the training, you take a short quiz and then you become certified. So obviously there is no fun in getting that degree, because you don't have a feeling that you earned something. It's like an open book exam. Like if you just sit with the book and take an exam, obviously even if you get 90%, I don't think, at least I won't feel happy about it, because obviously I know that I had the book to help me. But again, here what happens is the syllabus is very exhaustive, and what happens there is that once you pass the exam, you feel that you've achieved something. Okay, now let's look at some comparisons here. A certified Scrum Master, CSM versus PMI-ACP versus a certified Scrum Professional, and it's more or less holds true for others as well. Like PSM and other degrees. I mean certifications. So firstly, the purpose the purpose of CSM is very clear. They are basically promoting Scrum. As simple as that. Okay. And you pay a fee, you go for a workshop, and at the end of the workshop, you become a CSM. That's it. And for the ACP, the purpose is mainly to codify and standardize, what Agile means across an organization. Okay. And definitely for CSP, Certified Scrum Professional, is to define a well-defined, and respected, credential in the Agile community, because this particular thing, Certified Scrum Professional, is given by the people, by an organization which is governed by people who actually started the Agile philosophy, okay, like Ken Beck, like Ken Schwaber, Eric Gama, and these people. So the board is controlled by them, and that has a lot of prestige. And obviously, as far as this certified Scrum Master (CSM), the syllabus is mainly Scrum terminologies, practices, and principles. That's it. It sticks to Scrum. And same for CSP. It goes a little deeper than the CSM. But as for ACP, as I told you, as I listed down here, it covers everything here. So it covers Scrum, Kanban, XP, Lean, DSDM, TDD, ATD, everything. So TDD, ATDD are mainly to do with XP. So it covers the whole gamut, and you get a deep understanding of Scrum once you do CSM. But with PMI-ACP, you get a broad understanding of not only of Scrum but also of all Agile methodologies. Okay. And CSM, in this respect, CSM and CSP are more or less same. They give you a pretty deep understanding of Scrum. And in the CSM, was developed by the Scrum Alliance. As I told you, it's founded by people who started the Agile movement. And the CSM and the CSP both are streamlined by Scrum Alliance. But the ACP, it's driven by PMI Institute. And the PMI-ACP, the best part is that it is industry agnostic. So it's not necessary you have to apply for software. You can apply for hardware, for manufacturing, anything. Whereas the CSM and the CSP are mainly software driven. Okay. So is this clear? Because this slide, a lot of people had questions. So can you tell me whether this slide is clear to you, or do you still have any lingering doubts in your mind? If you have, please feel free to ask me. Just pop in the question and I'll be glad to answer it. Okay, so let's move on. The content for the exam, what happens there is, you have 62 tasks, which you have to validate against, 7 domains. And here domains basically mean, if you go through the handbook, you will understand that, domain are basically the dimensions of Agile. Like, one is called value-driven domain. The other is, okay, let's go through it. I think you will understand it better. And here, the 7 domains are listed out, as well as the percentage or weightage which is given in the exam is written here. So the first domain which we have here is called Agile Principles and Mindset domain. So here basically we explore and embrace the Agile principles in the context of the organization and team. And then you have something called value-driven domain, where basically we try to take feedback from stakeholders on what is best for the product. Okay, it's not only to build the product right through quality, but also to build the right product. That means, are we really catering to what is required in the market? And thirdly, we have something called stakeholder management engagement domain. So this is basically how you communicate with the stakeholders in terms of cost and effort, in terms of how you collaborate throughout the project life cycle. And it also shows you that how what are the tools you can do to engage with the stakeholders, like burn down charts, release burn down charts, daily burn down charts. So these are very effective ways to engage stakeholders, so that they know what's going on with the project, rather than just reading reports. So that's basically the 3 most important domains. There are other domains also. And what you can do is you can go through the PMI-ACP handbook, which is there in their website, which clearly chalks out, which really talks about each of the domains and what it comprises. Okay. So do you have any questions for me so far? If you have any doubts, you can ask me. And the application fee. Right now, as of today, if you are a PMI member, then it's $435. Otherwise, it's $495 US. And what happens is that the prerequisites is you need to have 2,000 hours of general project experience. So 2,000 hours of general project experience working in a team. And if you have a current PMP or a PGMP, will satisfy this requirement, but it is not required to apply for the PMI-ACP. So it's very important that you have 2,000 hours of general project experience, and using that you can also go for PMP or PGMP. And in addition to this 2,000 hours of general project experience, you also need to have 15 hours of project experience working on agile methods. Okay, that's very important. So total, basically, you will need 3,500 hours of experience. Out of that, 2,000 goes to general project experience, and 1,500 hours goes to agile projects. And you have to bear in mind that this 2,000 and this 1,500 cannot overlap. Okay, so you cannot do something like I'll try to illustrate here. Okay, let me illustrate here. So say for example, you're working on a general project, and also parallelly, you are working on an agile project. Okay, so the red one is the red one is the general project, and the blue one is your agile project. Now, as you see here, there is an overlap here. In this part of the timeline, there's an overlap between the general and the agile. This experience, cannot be clubbed to both. Either you can claim it on general, or you can claim it on agile. Okay, you cannot claim both. You cannot show this experience at the same time. So that choice you have to make, and ideally, it should be, so it only has to be in a linear fashion. Okay, so that these add up to 2,000, and for agile these add up to 1,500. Is this clear? Is this thing clear to all of you? Because that's a misconception a lot of people have, and they kind of confuse that, and most of the time the candidature is rejected because they fail to comply to this rule. And also, in addition to that, you need 21 hours contact hours of training in agile practices, and that's where Edureka comes in, because this 21 hours, you can get trained by Edureka, and Edureka gives you a certificate which you can give it to PMI-ACP while you're applying. So Edureka is a recognized training provider for PMI-ACP. So these are the three things you need, okay, for application. Now, so that's about the whole structure. So do you have any questions so far? Because this is what I covered, and I was expecting questions, because otherwise, usually these sessions go on for more than an hour, because a lot of people have their doubts, a lot of people ask questions. So unless you really ask questions, this won't be a very interactive session. So I strongly encourage you to ask questions. If you have any doubts, please ask me. So that's where we are, and so finally, let me clear the screen. Okay, so this is the course URL. You can go there, you can have a look. So the next batch starts from the 19th of December. That's tomorrow. And you can also see the upcoming schedules. Also, in case you're not going to make it on the 19th, you can you can see when is the next one. Okay. And there's a weekend batch. It's from 7 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock. And one of the best things about Edureka is that you have a lifetime access to the learning management system. So you have lifetime access to the course material, and you get to have 3 mock tests which are designed in line of PMI-ACP exam. And the PMI-ACP exam has 120 questions, okay, which you have to answer in 3 hours. Now, out of these 120 questions, 20 are mock questions, and you'll be actually graded only on 100. but you don't know which 20 are the mock questions. Okay, so you have to answer all 120 with equal attention and with equal sincerity. And people who train you, they're all PMI-ACP certified, and you have a great support, 24/7 support, and the course covers all the aspects, these all these 7 dimensions, of the agile principles of the PMI-ACP exam. So this presentation and whatever has been recorded, my session has been recorded, so that will be shared with you. So in case you have missed out, or in case you were you can make it, you can always go through it later on, and if you have any queries, you can always write back to support@Edureka. They will be glad to answer it. Okay, so that brings us to the end of the presentation. This recording will be shared with you, and you can go through, and the PPT as well. So you can go through the recording and the PPT, and if you have any questions, if you have any doubts, please get in touch with Edureka at support. The email is support@edureka.co, and or you can drop them a query through the website, and they will get in touch with you with the answers to your queries. Okay, so all the best for your exams, and wish you good luck, and hope you become PMI certified, PMI-ACP certified in the next couple of quarters. All the best. Okay, bye.